Sometimes, the strongest signs of interest aren't the loud ones. They're the quiet glances, the lingering laughs, the subtle gestures that happen when no one's paying attention. A woman may never openly admit she likes you, at least not right away, but her behavior often tells a story that words don't. While some signs are bold and obvious, others are tucked away in body language, tone of voice, or the way she engages with you compared to others. These hidden signs are often far more powerful because they come from a place of raw instinct and real emotion, not rehearsed charm or social expectation. In many cases, she may not even realize she's giving herself away. Her smile might linger a second too long when you walk into the room. She might tease you more than anyone else, or laugh at jokes that aren't even funny, because to her, you are. You might catch her glancing at you when she thinks you're not looking, or remembering something small you said weeks ago. These are not coincidences. These are moments where attraction peaks through her self-control. Modern dating has created a strange space where direct communication can feel risky, especially in the early stages. That's why so many women prefer to test the waters with indirect signals. They want to see if you notice, if you care, if you'll respond in kind. The signs are there, not in big declarations, but in little details. How quickly she replies to your messages, how much effort she puts into keeping a conversation going, or how her friends act when you're nearby. Psychology shows us that most human connection is nonverbal. What we say is often filtered through fear, but how we behave speaks from the truth. When a woman is secretly into you, she's usually wrestling with her own mix of hope and hesitation. She wants to feel safe before she reveals how she truly feels. That's why learning to read the hidden signs matters, not just so you can make a move, but so you can understand the emotional depth that might already be growing between you. These signals, subtle as they may be, can build a roadmap to something deeper. The way she mirrors your gestures, touches your arm lightly, or shares personal things without being asked, these are clues to a connection she's hoping you'll notice. Because sometimes, the heart doesn't speak through confessions. It speaks through patterns. And once you learn to read them, you'll realize she's been into you all along. You just had to look a little closer. 1. She mirrors your body language without realizing it. When a woman mirrors your body language without realizing it, it's a powerful subconscious signal that she's emotionally attuned to you. This kind of mimicry isn't something people consciously plan. It happens when someone feels a deep level of connection or attraction. Psychology calls it the chameleon effect, and it's often seen in people who are trying to build rapport or unconsciously showing interest. If you're sitting with your legs crossed and a few minutes later she does the same without noticing, that's not just coincidence. If you take a sip of your drink, and moments later she lifts haze too, it's a reflection of how synced she feels with you. Mirroring doesn't mean copying your every move like a game. It's subtle and often delayed, but it shows she's tuned in to your energy. This kind of body language happens because, on some level, she wants to feel closer to you. Our brains are wired for social connection, and when someone is attracted to us, they tend to align their behavior to match ours, especially in calm, one-on-one settings. It's her mind saying, "I'm with you. I feel what you feel." It builds comfort and trust without a single word spoken. You might not notice it at first, but if you pay attention over time, patterns emerge. If you lean in, she leans in. If you tilt your head when listening, she mirrors the same posture. This mimicry is her body's way of creating a rhythm with you, as if the two of you are dancing in sync without music. What makes this sign so telling is that it bypasses conscious control. A woman may try to hide her feelings with her words, but her body will often reveal what her heart is trying to protect. Mirroring body language is one of those subtle behaviors that doesn't lie. So if you find her echoing your gestures, posture, or even your tone of voice without realizing it, don't brush it off. It could be her way of getting emotionally closer to you, without saying anything at all. 2. She laughs more at your jokes than others. When a woman consistently laughs more at your jokes than at others, it's often a subtle but powerful sign of hidden attraction. Humor is deeply tied to emotional connection, and laughter is one of the ways we signal interest, comfort, and attention. If she finds your jokes extra funny, even when they aren't that hilarious, it's likely her laughter has less to do with the joke itself and more to do with you. This kind of laughter isn't just about amusement. It's about emotional alignment. When someone likes you, their brain becomes more responsive to your presence. Even a mildly funny comment from you might spark a genuine, enthusiastic laugh. That's because she's not just reacting to the joke. She's reacting to you making it. Pay attention to the quality of her laughter. Is it louder when you speak? Does she throw her head back, touch her face, or glance at you while laughing? These are non-verbal cues that often accompany genuine interest. It's especially telling if she doesn't laugh that way with others around, but does it repeatedly with you. Sometimes, she might even laugh at things that weren't meant to be jokes at all. A casual comment or quirky observation you make could send her into giggles. That kind of response is less about the words and more about how she feels in your presence. Safe, amused, and open. Psychologically, this kind of behavior comes from a desire to reinforce connection. Laughter is a way of encouraging someone, showing approval, and deepening emotional chemistry. When a woman likes someone, she instinctively wants to make him feel good. And laughing at your jokes, even the bad ones, is her way of doing just that. It's not about being fake or trying too hard. In fact, the beauty of this sign lies in how natural it often feels. Her guard is down, and her reaction flows from how much she enjoys being around you. So if you find her laughing more freely and frequently when you speak, don't dismiss it as coincidence. It may just be her heart speaking in smiles and laughter long before she says anything out loud. 3. She finds reasons to touch you lightly, like fixing your shirt or brushing lint off. When a woman finds small, casual reasons to touch you, like fixing your collar, brushing lint off your jacket, or touching your arm during conversation, it's often a subtle and telling sign that she's into you. These kinds of light, seemingly innocent touches aren't random. They are intentional gestures masked as helpful or friendly actions, and psychology tells us they often stem from a deeper emotional or physical attraction. Touch is one of the most powerful nonverbal languages in human connection. We tend to reserve physical contact for those we trust or feel close to. So when she initiates gentle contact, especially in situations where it's not necessary, she's likely signaling a desire to bridge the space between you, both physically and emotionally. For example, if you're standing together and she suddenly reaches to adjust your necklace or pick lint off your shirt, that moment may last only a second. But it creates a break in personal boundaries, and she knows it. These touches can be her way of testing the comfort level between you, seeing how you react, and signaling her own comfort around you. They say, "I feel close enough to be in your space," even if she doesn't say it out loud. Sometimes, the touches may come in more playful forms, like a quick nudge, a tap on the shoulder, or a touch to the knee when laughing. If they are paired with eye contact or a warm smile, the signal becomes even clearer. Her body is speaking a language her words might not be ready to. It's also worth noting how she responds when you touch her lightly in return. If she doesn't pull away or seems to lean in slightly, it's a good indication that the comfort is mutual. But even if she doesn't openly initiate affection in big ways, these small, frequent gestures can be powerful indicators of attraction simmering beneath the surface. So the next time she reaches out to fix something small or playfully touches your arm, don't overlook it. Her fingertips might be delivering the message her heart is still deciding how to say. 4. She remembers small details you mention casually. When a woman remembers small details you mention casually, things you said in passing without much emphasis, it often signals that she's paying close, emotional attention. Most people forget the trivial things others say unless they are truly invested. So if she recalls that you like your coffee a certain way, or that you once mentioned your favorite childhood movie, that's not just good memory, it's meaningful interest. These moments are subtle but powerful. You might have said, "I used to love stargazing with my dad," and weeks later, she brings up a meteor shower and says, "Did you see it? Thought of you." That's a way of letting you know, I listen when you speak. I care about what matters to you. It's not about grand gestures, it's about mental presence. This type of attention often shows up in surprising ways. Maybe you casually mentioned a stressful meeting, and later she checks in and asks how it went. Or you said you don't like mushrooms, and the next time she brings food, There are none in sight. It's not the action alone. It's the emotional subtext. She's tuned into your world, even when you're not around. Psychologically, remembering small details is an unconscious form of prioritization. Our brains naturally hold onto information we deem important. If she stores fragments of your stories, preferences, and worries, it means her mind sees you as someone significant. You're not just background noise in her day. You've taken up meaningful space in her awareness. It's also a way she builds connection. When someone brings up something you barely remember saying, it makes you feel seen, and she knows that. That feeling creates intimacy. It makes conversations deeper, bonds stronger, and it shows that she values the person behind the words. So when she surprises you by remembering the name of your childhood dog, or asks how your cousin's wedding went 2 months later, pay attention. She's not just being friendly, she's showing you that you matter to her in ways you haven't even noticed yet. That kind of memory isn't rehearsed. It's heartfelt, and often, it's love quietly forming between the lines. 5. Her friends glance at both of you and giggle or act differently when you're around. When her friends glance at both of you and start giggling, whispering, or acting differently in your presence, it's often a clear external sign of something internal. Her hidden feelings for you. Friends tend to become the mirrors of our emotions, especially when someone is secretly into you but hasn't openly admitted it. They often know before anyone else does. Girls talk to their close friends about crushes in detail. Every message, every moment, every shared glance. So when you're around and her friends start exchanging knowing looks, nudging her, or giggling for no obvious reason, chances are they already know how she feels about you. Their body language becomes the silent version of what she hasn't said yet. It's their way of teasing her gently, while also testing your reactions. You might notice them suddenly paying attention to your conversation with her more closely than necessary. They might start whispering, laughing quietly, or giving her the look, that unmistakable expression that says, "He's here. Say something." If she blushes, rolls her eyes, or tries to shush them with a smile, that's your confirmation right there. You've been a topic of conversation. Sometimes, her friends might even act overly friendly toward you, not just out of politeness, but because they want to encourage the bond or check if you're interested too. Other times, they'll leave you two alone deliberately, stepping back to give her space to interact with you. All of these actions are calculated, not in a manipulative way, but in a playful, supportive one. They're helping her express something she's still too shy to say. This sign is especially important because it involves other people's behavior, not just hers. It's hard to fake that many small cues unless there's something real going on beneath the surface. Even if she tries to hide it, her friends may unintentionally give it away just by how they react around you. So the next time you catch her friends sneaking glances at you both and stifling laughter, or nudging her with raised eyebrows, don't be confused. It's not just random behavior. It's a quiet chorus saying, "She likes you." And we know it too. 6. She maintains eye contact a little longer than usual, then quickly looks away. When a woman maintains eye contact with you a little longer than usual and then quickly looks away, it's often one of the most telling and tender signs that she's secretly into you. Eye contact is powerful. It reveals attention, curiosity, emotional connection, and sometimes vulnerability. And when she locks eyes with you just a little too long before glancing away, that hesitation often speaks louder than words. This subtle behavior usually happens when she's caught in a moment of emotional exposure. Looking into someone's eyes can feel intimate, even electric, especially when there are feelings involved. If she holds your gaze for just a second more than what's considered casual, it usually means she's emotionally drawn to you. But when she quickly looks away right after, it suggests she's not quite ready to show her full hand. She may be nervous, unsure of how you feel, or simply shy. It's a push-pull dance of vulnerability and self-protection. The longer eye contact shows interest, connection, and intrigue. The sudden break signals fear of being too obvious or of having her feelings exposed. She may worry that if she holds your gaze too long, you'll see right into her heart, and that can be scary when emotions are still unspoken. What makes this kind of eye contact meaningful is that it usually happens in quiet moments, during conversation lulls, shared laughter, or even from across the room. She might be watching you when she thinks you're not looking, but as soon as your eyes meet, haze dart away in surprise. That quick, nervous glance away is not rejection. It's a telltale sign of hidden emotion. You might also notice that it happens repeatedly. The first few times it could seem coincidental, but if she does it often, holds your eyes for that extra second, then drops her gaze with a soft smile or a slight blush, it becomes a pattern. Her eyes are trying to say something she hasn't yet put into words. So don't underestimate the power of her gaze. It might feel fleeting, but within that brief lock of eyes lies everything she's too cautious to say aloud. In a world where most emotions are hidden behind smiles and small talk, that one lingering look followed by a shy retreat might be the moment her heart speaks the loudest. 7. She teases you in a playful or flirty way, more than she does with others. When a woman teases you in a playful or flirty way, especially more than she does with others, it's often her unique way of expressing affection while keeping things light and fun. Teasing allows her to connect with you emotionally without directly exposing how she feels. It's a delicate form of flirtation, wrapped in laughter and subtle tension. Unlike harsh or mocking comments, playful teasing from someone who's into you usually carries a warm tone. There's a sparkle in her eyes, a smile on her lips, and often a sense of rhythm to your interactions. She might poke fun at something you do regularly, give you a cute nickname, or mimic a habit of yours in a light-hearted way. But beneath the humor, what she's really doing is creating a bond, a shared language between the two of you. This kind of teasing sets you apart from others. You might notice that she doesn't joke with everyone the way she jokes with you. While she's polite and friendly to others, with you she's more daring, more relaxed, more herself. That contrast is important. It shows she sees you as someone special, someone she's willing to let her guard down around. Playful teasing also creates emotional closeness through tension. A little back-and-forth banter can mimic the thrill of romantic chemistry. It's a flirtation strategy that keeps things interesting without having to confess deep feelings outright. It also gives her space to see how you respond. Do you tease back? Do you smile? Do you play along? Your reactions help her feel more confident and safe in expressing interest. And it's not just about words. Her body language during teasing can say a lot. She might lean in closer, nudge your arm, or smile in a way that lingers. She may laugh at your reactions and look to see how you're taking it, all subtle signs that she's emotionally invested in your response. So if she often finds clever, funny, or slightly mischievous ways to playfully challenge you, and you don't see her doing that with others, it's not just joking. It's affection in disguise. Her teasing is her way of saying, "You matter to me. I want to be close, but I also want to enjoy the journey getting there." 8. She responds quickly to your messages and keeps the conversation going. When a woman consistently responds quickly to your messages and puts effort into keeping the conversation going, it's a strong sign that she's genuinely interested in you, perhaps more than she's letting on. In the digital age, where attention is a valuable currency, people make time for what matters to them. So if she prioritizes replying to you promptly, it likely means you're on her mind more often than she admits. Her fast replies aren't just about convenience. They reflect enthusiasm. Whether she's at work, out with friends, or relaxing at home, the fact that she takes a moment to respond to you shows intentionality. She wants to keep the momentum going, maintain the connection, and stay emotionally close even through a screen. Her phone becomes a bridge between your worlds, and she's choosing to keep it open. More importantly, she doesn't let the conversation die. Instead of giving one-word answers or dry replies, she asks follow-up questions, reacts with emojis or humor, and circles back to things you said earlier. These behaviors show emotional investment. She's not just replying out of politeness. She's engaging. She wants to know more about your day, your thoughts, and even your random jokes. Even subtle choices in her messages can carry weight. A ha-ha turns into "you're so funny" face with tears of joy. A cool becomes "tell me more." A simple reply becomes a paragraph. She's signaling, "I enjoy this, and I don't want it to end." Sometimes she might even double text. Not because she's clingy, but because she's excited or afraid the conversation might fizzle out too soon. Psychologically, people seek interaction with those who bring them comfort, interest, or emotional stimulation. If she's consistently choosing to connect with you, even during a busy day, she's signaling that you bring something valuable into her emotional space. So if you notice she rarely leaves you on read, initiates chats herself, and keeps the energy alive in your conversations, don't underestimate it. It's one of the clearest unspoken signs that she's drawn to you, not just as a friend, but as someone she's hoping to build something more with, one message at a time.